Hey guys, Ty here. So you've started dropshipping, you're at the point where you wanted to create a brand and you want to get straight into it. Well, what do you need to ask your suppliers? What should you know before creating a brand? How do you go about it? We're going to be answering all of them. But before we get straight in, hit that like button, subscribe, turn the like button blue, and let's go. Let's go over some assumptions. So let's go with, you're already familiar with dropshipping, you already have a product, that product is selling, you already have somebody supplier-wise in mind that you want to work with, you just haven't established that just yet, and you are ready to get straight into it. So initially you want to reach out to them with a general message. That general message I'll put up on the screen now is just going to be a greeting. Hello, I am a professional dropshipper. We admire your product or brand and would like to know if you hold the rights and own that product or own the rights to that brand. That's the first opening method. If the answer is yes, you can then go ahead and be like, we are interested in building a brand around it using your content, your brand name if applicable. This would include using it for our domain and holding the rights to sell the item. Our future goal is to utilize economies of scale, bulk buying, and go forward from there. We'd also like to take advantage of white labeling, creating our own packaging, and if this is something you provide, please let us know. Again, nice, breezy, airy message, just to get the ball rolling, just to see where they stand, see if they're interested, and go from there. End the message with, I appreciate you reading this. We are really serious about creating a brand and working with you. And we want someone who's excited about the prospect of working with us, and so do let us know your thoughts. Now, if this message is met with doubt or negativity, then find another supplier. This isn't going to be your person, because you want somebody who's positive. You want somebody who's excited about working with you, who wants you to create the brand, who wants you to work with them. You want someone like positive, really. If they come at you with, we're not sure if this is something that we'd like to do, or we have strict rules, these are the rules A, B, and C, and you don't agree with them, then it's just gonna start things off on the wrong foot, and that's not what you want. So do have a couple of options, do have a couple of suppliers that you want to work with. Make sure they sell your product and just reach out to them. You can send the same message to a few suppliers and go from there. Just keep your options open. Don't think you're stuck with one person, because I've had experience where I've been stuck with one supplier before and it's created issues because I'm reluctant to change. So do keep your options open. It helps a lot. So if they are interested in working with you, if they are excited about the prospect of creating a brand with you and working together, then you can go on to answering the important questions. Now, you don't have to ask all of these at once. You don't want to bombard them with questions, obviously, but these are the kind of questions that you want to be asking. So I'll put them one by one on screen, and we'll go through each of them. The first one is, can we have exclusive rights to the product? This means that without a VIP link, without meeting certain targets, other dropshippers can't buy this product, can't sell this product using this supplier. Now, that's not to say that they can't find the product elsewhere, but it just limits the competition ever so slightly. It's a plus thing to have. It's an advantage. It's a nice thing to have. So if you can get it, then great. If not, it's not the end of the world. You don't want to break up the supplier relationship. If they can't do this, it's just a nice addition. You also want to know what the minimum order quantity is for white labeling. So how many orders do I need per day or per month for you to white label them, to make it worth their time and to make it worth yours, because you're going to need to know this beforehand, because if you're not meeting the minimum order quantity, you're going to have issues down the line, and that's not something that you want to deal with. So do ask that in advance. It will help you and it will save you time later down the line. Can you provide white labeling services? If not, then this whole process is redundant, because you need that for packaging, making your own brand awareness, packaging, things like that. You're going to need to know if they can supply that. If they can't, you're going to have to get a third party, then ship it to them. And it's just easier if they provide services. Even if you don't use them, it's just an option. If your third party fails, or if you're creating the labeling yourself and something goes wrong, you know that they do provide the service. So if you have to, you can use them. If they don't provide the service, then it might cause issues down the line. So again, good questions to ask. Not the worst thing if they say no, you're going to have to find it elsewhere, but it's just something to take into consideration. That leads us nicely to the next question. Would you use our own packaging if we sent it to your warehouse? If so, would there be a fee? If they say no, we're not going to accept it, you're going to have to use ours and we charge you, and you're not happy with that, then it's no point. If they say no, we only use our own, then you're creating yourself maybe a problematic issue later on, because if they start selling well, they might suddenly want to hike up the price of their packaging, of their white labeling, and then you're forced to pay it because they don't accept it. They don't accept you sending alternatives. So if they are open to you sending packaging to their warehouse and them using it, plus you can't go wrong there. So yeah, do consider that. It's definitely one of the top questions that I would ask myself. So yeah, do note that down. Another good question to ask relates to the content, and that's going to be, could you provide additional footage or images if requested, if we need them? Because if they've got the packaging and they've got the product, the point of dropshipping is to cut out the middleman, is for you to not touch the inventory. So if they can send you images or footage, videos of the product in the branding, in the packaging, then that saves a lot of cost, that saves a lot of time. You don't have to wait for it to ship to you, you take the pictures, blah blah blah. You don't have to deal with that. If they'll do it for you, huge plus. Most of them don't have an issue for it. The images aren't amazing quality. If you be specific in what you want, or I want a bird's eye view of this in the packaging with the packaging open, then you'll see a lot better results, and then you can use that for your advertising to create your brand awareness. The last question you want to ask is, are they aware of any other suppliers with the rights to sell this product? You're unlikely to get a true or any response to this, to be honest, but it is worth asking. They are in a position to know, especially if they claim that they have exclusive rights to the product. They would know if any of the suppliers are selling their item. Now, it's a good thing to ask. Again, I don't think you'll get they'll tend to try and avoid answering, but if you can get an answer, great. If not, then just be aware of it, really. Just be aware that there are other suppliers. So just because you might have exclusive rights from this one, there are other suppliers that other dropshippers, other brands might ship from, and that again won't minimize your competition. So just keep that in mind. Again, good questions to ask. No harm in asking it. Now, I'm not suggesting you bombard the supplier or the agent with all these questions. Like, don't overwhelm them. These are just the kind of questions that I ask myself and that I'd recommend you asking, because you're going to need the answer to them eventually. Even if it's just a couple of these questions, and ask questions later when you get round to it, then that's fine. If you've already got a nice relationship with the supplier, if you've been using them for a while, they're more likely to answer your questions, they're more likely to be helpful, and the responses are more likely to be positive, which is also a good sign. I wouldn't recommend going straight into branding and going with this approach, just because there's a lot of risk with a branded store, with a branded approach, because it's not proven. You need a proven track record. That's why I said at the beginning that one of the assumptions would be that you've got a product in mind, that you've been making sales with it, and it's been doing quite well, hence why you're trying to brand it. At the end of the day, you are creating a brand. You have every right to ask these questions. You are going to be working with this supplier, with this agent. So yeah, don't feel bad in asking these questions. If they do point blank stonewall you and be like, no, not answering these, that's a red flag. Like, they're establishing a business relationship with you. They should want to help you. They should want to answer these questions. And if they don't, that kind of makes me think, well, why not? Like, what are you hiding? So yeah, just have that mindset as you're going into it as well. You want to start off with a good supplier so you don't have to keep changing, because that will cause issues later down the line. Anyway, this was a short video. I hope this helps in some way, shape or form. I will put the questions down below in the description, so you can just take a screenshot and send them as and when you want. It's just nice and easy for you. All I ask in return is you make that like button blue and subscribe to the channel. Really helps me out. And thanks, I'll see you in the next one.